Just hang in there. Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Dave Wilson with Richard Rosner, the Shark, and it's Hire Me Friday. We will be right back after this great commercial. I love saying that.
Got it.
I still love that intro. How do you like that, Scott?
Oh,
Incredible.
yeah.
Wow. Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Hire Me Friday, and I know, we are here with a great Scott Cruzan. I got it right.
Cruzan.
Cruzan.
You got it wrong.
Oh, and he just
I
told
even
you
wrote
that,
it down. Cruzan.
Yeah, that was like a minute and a half ago,
All right, well, it's Friday. I'm sorry, but from Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, and I am going to give it to Richard right now, the Shark, because he's trying to help Scott find a job. And Rich, take it on out, buddy.
That's right. Well, hey, Scott, once again, thanks for joining us. This is going to be exciting. So we're just going to deep dive in everything. Like I always say, Scott, tell us a little bit about yourself and your career.
Thanks, Richard. Thanks for having me on. And so I've had a pretty long career. We were just talking, offline here, right? With the, it's been a long career at BNY Mellon, and I was there for 28 years, which we were Mellon Financial, and then we were merged with Bank of New York, and continued with that merged company, and worked with a number of teams, number of systems, technology changes through the years. That's been a key thing in technology and software engineering, is that the technology never stays still, and so we're always getting opportunities to learn, to grow, do something new. It's really fun that way. If you like that kind of thing, and I do, I'm always open to learning something new, and often did things that were, the group needed to do something and nobody had done it before. Well, I'll dig in, I'll learn it. That was Java, which is well established now. But back in 1999, when I first worked with Java, it was new. Working with a bunch of mainframe programmers, and really learning that, and then being able to teach them and lead that effort to migrate some of our system into new technology was really an awesome experience.
Wow.
28 years, Dave. Wow.
That's unbelievable. I mean, that's such dedication nowadays. I mean, you don't find many people in a career that long. I'm sorry. That's just, you don't. It usually averages like 3 to 4 job changes now, within the career times. But this is outstanding. Scott, what kind of job, educate myself, is what kind of job titles are you looking for? And I know, like we talked before, software engineer expands a lot, but break it down for me.
Right. So software engineer is a term that's used a lot. Software developer. Programmer is one that's probably still used some. That's what we all used to be known as, was programmers. But it's, the terminology has evolved, through the years. And really, software engineering involves, so much more than just programming, as we were talking about before.
Right.
Before we got online here, it involves working with the business, determining what their requirements are, the whole process of, organizing, planning, software development, deployments, making sure we have a solid infrastructure behind it that really makes it reliable and
Right.
scale. Because we could come up with a solution that works for 100 users. Now we have 10,000 users. So that's what a lot of the modern architecture is around. Scalability, deploying to cloud, a private cloud, a public cloud, that kind of thing there, where we could get a lot more volume of transactions
Right.
on the system as things change.
Cool. Richard.
Hey, you there? Yes, that's I'll tell you what, everything that he's describing, man, it's incredible. But tell you what, Scott, tell us about a project you've done in your 28 years that you're proud of. Is there an accomplishment there? Something that that you could tell us that you've done in 28 years? I'm sure there's a lot.
Yeah, there was. And I'll kind of go back to that first Java project we did. There was I was working with the wire transfer system, and that was a critical system for the bank, moving a lot of large dollar have to be done. People do wire transfer because they want to hold the money till the last minute, and so they're making payments when they're due, right? Okay. And if our system was down, then their payments didn't go through, and then there were liabilities with that, right? So
Yeah.
so
so
we had to be accurate, we had to be consistently up, and we had to be available to the customer. So they had a phone-in wire system that ran on some older hardware. Even at that time, it was a fault-tolerant system called the Stratus, and that doesn't matter too much. But the point is, it was there as a front end to our mainframe system, and it was there because it was fault-tolerant, highly reliable, and they never wanted to take a phone call from the customer and say our system is down, right? Because that wasn't good. So things could queue up on that side, and then if the mainframe system was down, then they could flow through, right? So that was so we decided to replace that with a Java based system, and Java was new to us. It was new in general. I'm not sure what year Java first came out, but in 1999, we were on early versions of Java, and we really had to maintain all that reliability and security, because we were doing what's become common today, multi-factor authentication. The users had, or not the users. The users were in the bank, but the end customers who would phone in these wires had, a physical device, and it would give a code, right, so that they could prove that they were them, because obviously that was a level of security. We had whitelisting of IP addresses, so that only the terminals in the PCs in the physical wire room, as it were, would be able to access our system. So we were secure in that regard, and other levels of security beyond that. So that was that was all out the door. The first Java system we'd done, and it had to be super reliable, and very functional. So it felt so good to be able to implement that and allow that legacy hardware and software to be retired.
In 1996, that reminds me when you said that, because, or 95, it was all new to everybody. Even that brought me back to the paper industry. I mean, when we first got email, it was like, wow, this is cool. But, Scott, what kind of training does a software engineer now, like you, when you were with a company for 28 years, what do you see the difference of back in 1995, 96 and climbing up now? Do you understand? Like, what do you see? Like, how do you get training with it? And
right. So the learning, the learning never ends. And sometimes it's formal training. Sometimes it's, dig in there and do it. Or, today it's so much easier to learn because there are so many online resources. Of course, we had, back when I started, you wanted to do something you'd never done before, you had to track down a paper manual most of the time, And so you had to find someone that had the manual, had the book, right? And
Right.
Big book. The book, it's like what?
Some of them were pretty fat, yeah, or they were a whole series, a whole shelf, And so that was your reference, or word of mouth, right?
Right.
And that's still a thing. A team, good team. People ask questions of each other. They're not shy of that, right? They don't want to, oh, so I didn't know this, shame on me, right?
Go back and Google it.
So that's always been a thing. Obviously, you learn from each other, and but yeah, today a lot of online. Now I've always been serious about my learning. I got a bachelor's in computer science and math, and then I did 1 year at Penn State in computer science for a PhD program. It was nice because I was there on a fellowship, so I had no cost. They actually paid me to go to school. Can't beat that.
No,
but I'd stick with it because I really wanted to be a software developer. I didn't want to, I decided, the theory was good, the theory was useful, but I didn't want it to just be theory. And I got to do some cool stuff up there. The year I was there, I actually did some chip design, integrated circuit, VLSI stuff, and that was really neat. Wrote a compiler, and so I did do some coding, but but then I decided, I just wanted to get back to Pittsburgh area and start a career, and so I got hired at Mellon, and I stuck with it. And then years later, they had an opportunity for employees to work with Pace University and do a master's in software engineering. So that was a program that took a few years because I did one course at a time. That's all I would take on as a full-time worker, right? Was one course at a time. So I think that was 2009 through 2012, and able to very successfully complete that program, and the company paid for it, so that was nice. And then after my displacement, I did do a program with a smaller company in New Hampshire that was a full stack development course, and it kind of gave me some more front end experience in the courses, and then also the Microsoft tech stack, because I'd worked really with the Java. So Sun was the company that started my Java, and now it's Oracle that owns and supports Java.
All right, Rich.
Tell you what, Scott, Dave, he's cool, calm, and collect. I tell you what, if there's a problem, thing, it's just like, hold on, we're gonna get this taken care of. I can picture you, Scott, not even jumping to conclusions. You're like, there's a reason we're gonna get this done, and that's nice.
I'm pretty analytical and calm. Yeah, I had some experiences, with people remark of it. I was working in the kitchen at Thanksgiving a few years ago, because Thanksgiving is kind of my day to do the meal, and
that's awesome.
I get a lot of help at the end because I can't manage when you have to have all the dishes done at the same time, But doing the turkey's actually the easiest thing. But anyway, I cut my finger, I was cutting something off. I cut my finger. And and I yell, I scream, I just stay calm, just take care of it. So family members like, I can't believe you stay calm. But I had in the workplace, we had crises, right? And you just stick with it, and you just be disciplined, start solving the problem, and panicking, never helps, right?
Yeah, he's nice and calm.
Especially what you're doing, Scott, you're putting out probably fires a lot. So you know what I mean? So people come to you and they're probably saying, oh my God, I need this fixed now.
You try to build it so it's reliable so you don't have a lot of fires. But things happen, and there are emergencies and there are crises. And you pull together as a team, and you work through it to a solution.
There it is. Teamwork. You just described that pretty much right up, Dave, right? It's all about teamwork and leadership.
And Scott, what do you find like now, what's your ideal employer that you're looking for now? You've been transitioning now, you're going from 28 years to a company, COVID, everything on top of it. What type of job or company are you looking for now for your career? Because you've spent so many years there, now you're going to another company or you're searching for.
So I am, I'm flexible in what, I tend to like a smaller company, maybe because I worked for such a big company, and I like to see the other end of things. Could I go work for a big company again? Absolutely, but a lot of it's the team environment. When I worked with that wire transfer system, it was kind of ideal in a lot of ways. We worked closely with the business. We were co-located with the business. So we could have a lot of face-to-face interaction. Definitely value that. We were co-located with our support areas for our Oracle database administrators, our DB2 administrators, all those people that we needed to interface with. You could actually walk over to their desk and have a conversation. And that's become rare, because teams have become more distributed globally. Worked a lot with team members in India. I actually got a chance to go over and visit the office in India one time for a week, and that was a great experience. Not just because it was it was a foreign country and long jet flights, right? But because it was it was a way to connect with my team, and I was the team lead. And working in the U.S. and interfacing more, with the business and the other systems areas. But I really try to build teams with, whether I'm the team lead or whatever, I'm a team builder. And I want to build everyone up and work together and share and make people feel valued. And it's easy for people to feel valued when they work with me because they are valued.
See, that's you said it right there. I mean, Rich, I know you couldn't even said it better, Scott, because I think nowadays we're missing that. You said everything right there, Rich. You said it all right there. Going to the country, seeing his team, showing value. And I think that's what's important and what we're missing a lot now today is that interaction. Because you get to see your team that it's just like Rich. We don't know each other. Rich, we've never met. But when you meet somebody, it's pretty cool, you get to see them. And Rich, I know you got another question here because I'll tell you what, I mean, I can't thank Scott enough for coming on. And, I think this is a great chance for everybody on LinkedIn to reach out to Rich and Scott and talk to him. He's in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, software design, software engineer. I'm going to get it, software developer. We got it all. But Rich, take it out for another question here. And then to Scott.
This is one of my favorite. We talked about all your work experience. Let's talk about Scott. Scott, tell us a little bit about yourself, hobbies, community, anything that that can resonate with the audience.
Certainly. Thanks for asking that question. I have definitely have other interests in above and or alongside of the software development. Software development started out as a hobby. I was a kid.
Oh,
you got access to computers, so that was kind of my first hobby, maybe. But also, I'm a amateur trumpet player, and
I love it.
So that's something that started as a kid and up through college, and then I didn't play for a while, and I got some opportunities to come back to it. So that's something I enjoy, and it's again, it's a team environment, because you work together and you learn from each other. So. That's kind of the same thing in a different venue, and it's for me it's a more challenging thing because I'm just naturally kind of good at the software development. With trumpet, I have to work harder, so but I enjoy it, and it's very gratifying. The people I've met and worked with, musically, and also outdoors. I just like to go out, take a hike. I've done a lot of Western trips, the national parks. Highly recommend it. Just see the beauty of the world and the animals and the mountains and the everything.
I'm ready to go now.
So love to get out, and I did a lot of outdoors things. I was a scoutmaster for a lot of years with the Boy Scouts. So
Yes.
Nice. Weeblos. I only made it to the Weeblos. But
okay. I
Scott.
was barely into Boy Scouts myself, and then but when my son was in, and I got involved as a leader, and really the Boy Scouts, people think it's all just go camping or whatever, but it's really a leadership training program, and and we've seen, and a lot of our boys would come back, and they would tell, and they'd say, I got to college, and they would give a group project, and no one else was comfortable to step in and lead, and I was, and they see,
nice.
It's a leg up in the workplace or in school as they go on through their lives. So it's very gratifying to help them, and a lot of fun. So
right. I haven't heard that in a while. Weeblos and Cub Scouts and
oh man, that's incredible, Scott. I when you say Boy Scouts, it just lights up. I'm an Eagle Scout, so I spent 23 years in the Boy Scouts, and it's the best leadership ever. I tell anybody, it really develops you into a professional adult.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I tell you what, Scott, incredible stuff there. Okay, so here's the fun part at the end. We call it the hire me pitch. 25 seconds. Tell everybody out there why they should hire you, Scott.
Okay, well, I think a lot of things we've already talked about, but really things that the people I've worked with have said back to me, things about being detail oriented, but still keeping a big picture, right? Being a learner, continuing to grow and learn over the years as things change, being flexible, and communication. We already talked about communication, but it's so key. So I'm the guy, if you send me an email with 3 questions in it, I'll actually give you 3 answers. And I don't think that should be exceptional these days, but it seems to be. You probably experienced that. So an active communication. So if I don't understand something, or I'll state it back to you to make sure we get it right. Because again, in software engineering, it's so important. If we build the wrong thing, it doesn't matter how well we build it. So, and just innovation, looking for solutions. So those are probably some key things. I don't know if that was 5 seconds.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, you find a good guess, Rich, because we've talked about it numerous times. You hit the key words without even, leadership, teamwork, showing value, and giving the answers 3, not, right there. To me, they're the kind of words that it just came off of him when he talks, and he speaks about it. You can tell he's passionate about it.
Exactly.
So I want to thank everybody, and Rich, wherever, if you want to, how do they get a hold of you, Rich and Scott?
They can reach out to the Staffy Shark, Richard Rosner, and I'm representing Scott here. We're trying to get him a job very shortly. So let's start rocking and rolling, companies. If you want to be a person right here, man, I'm telling you what. And correct me or not, Scott, you'll work remote or at the office, so you're flexible, right?
Yeah. I would love to get back into an office environment, but I know there's very little of that right now. So but it would be again that co-location communication thing. You just can't top it.
I did have one question for you, and I'm sorry, Scott, is what have you seen, and then wanted to hear, but with COVID and everything, in a career as yourself in, software engineering, did COVID affect that career? Has it, with shutdowns? And companies still need this, right? So have you seen a decrease, increase? I know we're going to end it, but I know. I'm not sure. There were job opportunities before COVID. There are job opportunities now. I'm not sure how well I could quantify the change. People are leaning on technology more because of COVID. So in that sense, it may create some new opportunities for people. All right. That's why I was curious. I forgot to ask that. I was like, I wasn't sure in your field, because Richard, this is what's nice about doing our jobs is you get to meet so many people in different skill sets. Mm-hmm. He is my first software engineer that I ever interviewed. So look at that, and you learn about the different fields and how the difference of us versus other careers, I should say. So
exactly.
On that note, everybody, thank you so much, and reach out to the Shark or Scott, and he'll take care of you. So, all right, everybody, have a good day. It's Friday.
Good weekend and stress free. Just
It
remember.
is. Talk to everybody soon.